underway here. Ball was thrown here as I've taken Barry's job of starting the time for our own sakes. Corringa got the tap, only went as far as the Darley players. They kicked it forward, looking for Cullen. Couldn't get clean possession. Now he does. Fires it at the back. Just going to pick it up here was Lanyon. And now they run. Quick kick forward, looking for Rigby, and he just couldn't take on the chest. Good spoil at the back. Sammy Rummel slams on the boot, but don't go as far as the Darley defence. Mark is taken by Garrett Edwards. We'll move it out wide. It's his target. This is Chu.
Chu?
Yeah, a Chu. And the half back line looking for Leonard. Just couldn't get him. Almost got that possession we're talking about. We're on the opposition far wing and we've got a bounce coming.
Oh, Mr. Leonard will be able to yell instructions to him.
Yeah, be able to tell him.
In front of him, yeah.
Yeah, tell him how to get a few kicks. He's doing a very good job in defence. We'll continue to add that point. Ball comes back into play. Big fly to McAllister, didn't touch it. Go to the back, this is Wilkie.
That was nice play.
Very well, nicely done. Sends it inside 50. We have a wrestle going on between Inglis and Cooper. Ball at the deck, going down well. It was nice, it was Cullen. Now free kick hasn't paid. Advantage should be taken by Inglis. Shot on goal.
Oh.
And that's one of those decisions where you take the advantage because you think you're clear and he really wasn't, and he's done a scrappy kick in there, so might score. East Point will bring out defence, looking for Walters, good fly at the backs. Rommel got the crumbs, but a good handball to Lanyon. This is better by East Point. Lanyon's done well.
Ooh.
He's run pretty far umpire. Good spoil coming across with Edwards. Back for Knight, back to Edwards. He'll bring it across the ground. And he's got Wilkie. He'll go for a bit of a run. Duck inside. Very nicely done. He'll load up. No one in the square, so it's all about the bounce, and the bounce is good. Enough. Very nice goal there. And Darley get the first goal of the third quarter, 2 minutes in with a long bomb from Jake Wilkie.
Well, the other thing is too, even though that's the first goal of the quarter, but Darley have continued on their merry way. They've kicked the first score of each quarter so far.
Yeah, and what it does, it just sort of stops all momentum of East Point coming into the quarter. So, I guess, you know, all important first goal has gone to Darley again. They increased the margin out to 46 points, and East Point really needs to turn it on like they did one day we were here earlier this year against North City. As the ball comes back in, tap was on by Kotorinko, but don't go as far as Darley now. Work this nicely. This is Knight. Goes for a bit of a run. He'll kick long. It's an ordinary kick and it's turn out, and guess who? Dunn takes the interception mark once again. He's been good down in defence for him. We'll send up the line with a booming kick. Looking for a contest. Dropping Marcus Leonard, then they got the crumbs. This was the East Point player. Kick goes inside 50. Carson's going to run onto this for East Point. Picks it up. We got one in the back, maybe. Umpire called play on. Still got possession, Carson just knocking it around in there. Ruby dives on it. Now they'll bring it out through Darley. He'll kick wide. However, a bounce.
Back to the line.
Back to the line. As Barry called very early. And look at a bounce directly in front of us here. In the commentary position. East Point desperate, need a few goals here. They're not out of it, they just got to find some of that form that has showed them play good footy throughout the season. Ball goes into play. Kotorinko gets the tap towards the line. Coming through with Spice. They got one high in the neck, which might have hurt him. Goes back and gets it, recovered quickly. Good handball there by Zalkovic. Now the Kotorinko to Rommel, just couldn't get clean possession. Spicer gets it, handles off to Jake Edwards. Bit of aftermath and a high free kick will go the way of Lanyon was right in front of us from a push off from Spicer. And the free kick will go to Lanyon. Oh, he's got options aplenty. Send it inside 50. And it's an near directed kick, and the mark is taken by Edwards, who's swinging out wide. Now here's the run. Over to Knight, to Kennedy. Takes a bounce. Stephen Kennedy going for a bit of a run. Sends it inside 50. Matt Ingles got to sit, couldn't take the mark. Ball hits the deck. And right on by East Point, they'll run this out to Jake Rommel. Takes a bounce, looking for his brother Sam. Almost a good mark. Then good hands back to Jake. Good work by the Rommels there. Kicks up the line. Oh, I couldn't take the possession with Carson, but he did well to get around Darley. Back to Jake Rommel. Jake Rummel's done really well, and a brilliant kick. Oh, and his teammates let him down, Carson, with a drop mark. And now they should be able to work it out to Darley. Kick out wide, will be too wide, and out the full. But what great
to you, Sam.
Yeah, it was
all straight for us.
I could have almost taken that. And Sam Rummel will try to kick it to Jake Rummel again. And going, what a great gut run by Jake Rummel there, out the back pocket and brought it inside 50. So linked up 3 or 4 times.
But good vision, a nice kick, and spoiled by an easy
drop mark, which I think I called Carson, but it was actually Rigby. So as we get the ball back into play, McAllister goes and gets it, and then quick kick by Edwards. Taking it as far as Sam Rummel. He's starting to get into the game here, the youngster. Plays on. The good kick. Called Rigby early, couldn't take the mark. Carson puts his head down. Can't get clean possession. He's on top of this one, having the umpire adjudicate, he says ball up. So
this is a criticism I have of the Ballarat umpires. A number of times, and on both sides, you've got players burrowing in, trying to get the ball and make the ball their object, and they're not getting protection.
Yeah, there's been a few, I'll say dubious, nothing really, letting the game roll on, and then no free kicks have been paid, and probably a couple times in one instance there, Carson could have got a high tackle and didn't. So
and this was always my, you should be protecting the player that's trying to make the play and going for the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. His Corrigan got tapped early as far as tongue. He got wrapped up early, got ball up. And I guess, the introduction of that new sliding rule last year sort of made it interesting because players are taking their players' legs and it's not being adjudicated as a high tackle, it's adjudicating below the knees. So it's a balancing act that they have to start to get right, I think, because it's starting to really hurt the game.
Yeah.
As Darley brought out wide from that clearance and they worked it to Wilkie, now the Page, you got bashed in the tackle and got a ball up in the far opposition wing. I mean, we don't want to see what happened, unfortunately, to the Sydney Swan player, Gary Rowan, that terrible broken leg a few years ago. But the way the game's going is that, no one's going to be able to get a free kick for putting the head of the footy. There's going to be more head injuries, which is obviously the worst case scenarios.
Yeah.
As the ball was back in the play, good handball by Wilkie, got out to Baker, sent it inside 50, but it'll dribble out and we'll get a boundary throw deep inside. Darley's attacking 50, 7.5 minutes in. They still lead by 47 points is the margin.
And it's a waste having Whittaker on the back line, but then again it was a waste having him on the forward line when the ball wasn't coming down to him, was it?
Yeah, I guess if they can get some confidence up from it, any chance to get back in the game, you should have Brad Whittaker involved in some way. They get the Cleary kick, looking for the mark was Morrissey, couldn't take it. This is Wilkie to chew around the body. Good sport at the back, Crumbs goal, Spicer. Too easy. He gets his second of the day, and 2 East Point players flew, tried to get it through to behind, but they just punched it straight to Spicer. He was standing there by himself.
Yeah. And the silly part about it was either one of the Pointers blokes could have taken a mark.
Yeah, they could have called one of them in and actually just take the mark, and then there'd be no problems. But they tried to do the defensive option, which wasn't the right option in that instance. And
definitely wasn't.
And just they knocked it straight to Spicer, and he made him pay. And he's been a good inclusion for him this.
He has played well, hasn't he? We've mentioned him a couple of times.
Yeah, he just provides something different. As there's a little bit going on the wing here, but we'll get back to the play. Tap one by Kotorinko, then a quick kick going forward. Coming out to me, is Rigby and pick it up, got a foot shooter in a bounce, handballed it off to Boyle. He'll send it inside 50 to a 2-on-1 contest, and it should be intercepted, and it is. Intercepted nicely. Well, I think that is Lemon, and it is. He'll handball it back to Hanson, so bottom to Lennon. Hanson kicks wide. Well done, why? Well, say well done.
No talk.
It could have been a chest mark. Quick kick forward for East Point. Rigby went to net, it just couldn't get it. Bounced off his kneecap. Went back and got it was Kotorinko. Did well. Handball out to Taylor. He'll send it into the goal square. Almost. Oh, well done by Boyle. He'll play on and kick a goal. Toby Boyle does well. Read the ball over top of the pack. He gets his second, and East Point finally get a goal against the Fly.
Yes, it's taken a long while. 10 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah, well, I mean, Darley just been so dominant that really they really haven't had an opportunity to be able to do it. I mean, I think Boyle has been good off halfback and running forward, but the problem is all their goals have been kind of scrappy goals, free kicks. There's just been no real...
There hasn't been any fluid.
There hasn't been any real good ball movement inside 50. Exactly. Mark to your forward, go back, kick the goal. There is still a bit of nickel going on here on the wing. All these boys come from the under 18s and played to their junior days, and just reminiscing some good old times between the old East Ballarat back and Darley junior clubs.
But we were talking before about having weird on the back line. I remember one match last year. It was down at Darley against Pointers and Darley again, obviously. Half time, I think Darley went in with about a 6-goal lead. And they switched Whittaker from the back line to the forward line, and he kicked about 8 goals, I think, in the last half.
Yeah, that was the last time they met at Darley Park. I think it was around 15 last year.
Yeah, it was a match where DJ kicked his 100th goal.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a very good and interesting game.
A lot of tension out there at the moment, bit of niggle. Ball goes up, coming through nicely with Rigby. And Spice just fumbled it crucially. But they got time here to Darley. McAllister's kick was smothered nicely by Lanyon. Then dive on the footy was Edwards. Inglis goes in to get it, but well done by Rigby to keep winning the footy for East Point. And we'll get another ball up.
But yeah, more importantly, as you predicted at the start of the game, Sammy, it was an 8-point game, but at the moment, East Point are sitting on 7th with 16 points, and Darley are sitting on 8th with 14 points. So Darley will take East Point's position if they win it.
And the umpires caught hold of the ball there from a great tackle laid by East Point. They got through Carson. He played on. And
stupid play.
Played stupid on. Wilkie did well to smother after being pinned on ball. Kick goes out wide, and now they should run. Good handball, links up Knight. He'll send it inside 50, looking for Alice. And he just couldn't take the mark. Good defensive pressure by Dunn. Inglis slipped over. Ball went at the back. Here's Cooper. Goes through one. Did really well. He'll swing out wide. He's looking for Whittaker. The ball could just sit for him, and it does. And he'll handle over the top, looking for Lanyon. Lanyon will keep going. Boyle laid so more of a shepherd, and Lanyon got enough space to kick it forward, looking for McDougall. Couldn't take the mark. Kept it in front of him though. Did well. Gave it over the top. They'll send it inside to the goal square. Ball just doesn't sit for him. East Point.
Oh, that was nice play.
Plays Sammy Rommel on the right boot. Snap around the body, and the youngster gets one. And he's happy about it. Right on the Sammy Rommel with a nice little right foot around the corner. Kicks his first goal on the road. Ooh, I think I'll be really safe in saying it could be his first goal in senior footy, and it is. So well done to Sammy Rommel with his first goal in senior footy.
With all those Rommels around, you think that Darley would go well having a Montgomery, wouldn't he?
Well, there's 2 Rommels for East Point, and there's 4 Edwards, and then there's the sharing names at these clubs is a bit out there. As the ball will go back up, Konorenko missed the seems to get one in the eye, but we'll keep an eye on that. Ball goes in, Rigby, good handballs off to McDougall, sends it inside 50, doesn't really suit his teammate. Try to get booted on it was Fitzpatrick. Now Darley should clear, good handball out, quick kick by Page, setting up the line, coming through with Inglis, and he got it, back to Kennedy, he'll chip over the top nicely, back to Page.
Oh,
just got crunched, and it's downfield.
Yes, I thought so.
And a downfield free kick has been paid, and it'll go McAllister now. I just wonder if there's going to be any more action after this. It's starting to get a little bit on here. It's getting a bit physical.
And unfortunately, it's unwarranted because it wasn't a malice tackle. It was a tackle. A little bit late, but
as McAllister comes in 30 metres and misses a very simple opportunity to goal, as the fight sort of stops now and then back to the footy.
Don't know how you saw it, mate.
Yeah, I kind of think there wasn't a hell of a lot in it. As a big barrel out of the fence by Dunn, kicks it about 65 metres, goes out, but they should run this nicely. Should Darley, good hand on top to Clark. Clark send it inside 50. A good kick, good pack. I think as far as Edwards, he'll flick it out to Kennedy. He'll handle it over the top. Shot on goal from Knight. Has it got the Accuracy, no, it just misses the near side of a minor score.
Didn't have a great deal of time. Probably should have done better with that one.
Yeah, probably wasn't enough talk to tell him to steady up and straight in front of goal. Kick out of the fence, look for Rigby. Yeah, he probably should have paid that, wasn't?
I thought he had his arms trapped.
Yeah. Baker, and then Rigby just knocks him out. Ooh, could have easily ended up into the brick wall. It literally is, and it surrounds that vicinity of the ground, but just didn't quite get there. Ball comes back into play. Kennedy, quick kick forward. Coming through was Chu. Ooh, maybe. Umpire should have paid a free kick but didn't. We'll get another throw in as we are 15.5 minutes into this third term.
Which is correct time, thanks to Sammy.
Yeah, I got it right, so. As the ball has come back in. Good tap by Edwards coming over the top. That was of Jake. Cooper took on one, maybe had a little bit too much leniency. Ball was dribbled out. This is Clark running onto it. Put his head down. Good tackle laid by Tung, and we'll get another bench throw in. I like this game today, Tung. He's been good.
And it's been a fairly impressive game by Clarkie too.
Yeah, he was good last week as well. So he's backed it up with another very good performance here. As going through was Chu. Could have got one on high and maybe one in the back and got neither. We'll get a ball up here. Still inside 50 here for Darley. They're heading towards the attacking, well, the so-called attacking coaches, what's it called, players in, on the bigger the word. As the ball is still in dispute and Trilla's out. The club room ends, that's what I'm looking for, the club room ends. As I get tongue-tied for the third time today.
And notice I was not going to help you one little bit.
One little bit. Made me work out what the hell the end was called. As the ball was brought back into play. And dive on the footy once again. Lanyon just getting up a little bit gingerly there. He's played alright. Ball goes back up. Tap is won by Whittaker. Kennedy roves it well, but he only got it off the ground as far as Taylor. And he flipped it to Whittaker. Gave it to Lanyon. Just couldn't get clean possession. And umpires picked their free kick there. Couldn't get a little soft play on. He's given advantage. This is a good run. Kick it up with Carson. Takes a good mark then. Gives it straight back to Ronald. This is good play. Get Walters, no, just didn't have the distance. Darley tried to rebound. Howard top looking for Cullen. He just clean possession. Tried to take on one and he couldn't. And he got pinned. Umpire calls play on. Walters hand on top. This is a good run. Gave to Zelkovic. Back to Jacob Romrell. Sends it inside 50. Off the ground. Was interesting decision, but the ball might just work out. This is Leonard if he can pick it up. He rolls McDougall. Now Dwayne Edwards. Edwards fumbled at the back. Can they make him pay? Just couldn't get clear with McDougall. We'll get a ball up. So a ball up inside 50. East Point heading towards that Peel Street end.
Actually on the point of the goal square, mate.
Yes.
Ooh.
Ooh, big fly, didn't touch it. Player on top of the footy here. How the umpire, he's going to pin him. And he does, and there's a free kick going the way of Darley, it looks like. And the way of Evans. And yes, it is. So Evans will bring it out defence. Send it out wide. Rigby gets 2 fists to it. Rommel did well, just knock it on. Probably could have gained possession. Wilkie turns it over. Lays a good tackle. Ball hits the deck. Coming through his back. He couldn't pick it up. Carson flicks it over top to Taylor. Taylor sends inside 50. Kotorinko nearly took the mark. Landed clears with a nice little left foot kick. Goes out wide to Page. He's got Cullen over the top. And he gets him. Cullen goes for a run. Hits Kennedy, does he? No, it's out in the fall, and a free kick will go away at East Point. So East Point just starting to look a little bit better in his last 5 minutes. They just need to get the goals on the board. Darley still lead 13-10, 88 to East Point 7-4, 46. Ball comes inside the attacking half. It's
a beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass to the opposition. Straight to Edwards. He clings over top to Page. He'll send it wide. Get Jake Edwards. He does. That was a nice dummy. Then he fell over himself. But he got the kick wide enough and probably too wide. And he probably won't take that moment back once again. And a free kick will go the way of, looks like it's Fitzpatrick. It is. So he's gone down back. Listen to my advice. I like it. He brings it out little Kotorinko. He made big ground. Kept it in front. Rommel did well. Gave it to Carson. Looking to draw a player. decides he has to use it and does it well.
Oh, son!
Walters, he should have probably marked it, he didn't go get it. Well done by Tongue to lay tackle to keep it inside there. And we should get another ball up inside 50 if East Point.
And this has been one of Pointer's major problems, is haven't been accurate with their foot or hand for the majority of the day.
As the tap was on by Walters, then Tongue brings it across the goal face. Almost the mark could have been taken in the goal square by the East Point player. They should clear this, should Darley. Oh, Cullen Torre take him on. Probably a bit lucky. Quick snap on goal by Boyle, and it's just to the near side for a minor score. And what margin are we thinking East Point need to get to be in striking range, do you reckon, Barry?
A lot closer to what they are.
Yeah, a lot closer to what they are.
But what's it? It's 6, 7 goals at the moment. Wouldn't want to be any further than 4 behind to give themselves any sort of a chance.
Yeah, I think they need to be within at least 4 goals to have any chance of coming back. As Darley tried to bring out, this is Matty Inglis to Evans. Sends up the line, looking for Clark to go. Whittaker did well, made a contest, then laid a good tackle on Clark. Umpire disagrees with me, he said it wasn't. He's called advantage. This is Wilkie.
Not really an advantage.
Was no real advantage, as I concur with Bill in the commentary position. Now they move it through Leonard. He's starting to give him a footy this quarter, he's been good. Gives it to Knight.
He's been more than serviceable too.
Yes, he's done well. Goes to Thacker. Now he's got a good leg on him.
Well, as we saw before.
Yeah. Now, he'd have to kick this, probably too far. But
not beyond him.
Not beyond him.
Oh, I got underneath.
Yeah, you got really underneath it. Made a contest. Big fly over the top. And a big mark he's taking. It looks like it's Jake. Is it Jake Edwards? I reckon it might be. Please tell me I'm right. I think it is.
Of course it is.
Yes, it is. So big fly there by Coach Jake Edwards. Takes a strong mark.
No, Jared's a coach, mate.
Oh, sorry. You know what I meant? Confused myself with the 4 Edwardses. So Jake to come in and kick for goal.
And you can put this one, even though he kicked the last kick out of bounds on the floor, you put this one down.
Yeah, he is a beautiful kick, and a beautifully long kick as well. Comes in, kick is on its way. Just faded. So a minor score there. A little bit of a surprise, but can East Point make them pay? So Darley moved to 13-11-89 to East Point still 7-5-47. Whittaker will bring out defence with a long kick. Ball goes over the top. Running out towards Rommel. Just got a high tackle there. It's a bit dubious, but he'll take it. So free kick to go away. Jacob Rommel on the far opposition wing from our commentary position. Nothing really working for him at the moment. See how the pump is up the line, so he does. Kicked into the man on the mark, unfortunately. Umpire calls the play on. Ball into the deck. Lanyon flicked over the top. Back to Rommel. Muck around with here. Boyle. They just get a mark here. Lanyon chips all over the top. Boyle runs nicely onto it though, so it still might work. Sends it inside 50. Carson overruns it. Well done by young Delahaye to run onto it. It's turned over that now though. Just can't get clean possession to East Point. Ball's being scrubbed around here. Darley trying to force it towards the line. They successfully did. We're going to bounce to throw in. So well done there by young Luke Delahaye just to win a contest crucially and make sure that East Point couldn't have a shot on goal. Ball will come back into play. Over the ruckman's head. Tap was sort of won by Evans of Darley. Coming through was the East Point player and Kennedy off the ground. Kennedy keeps working for it. Good handball missed. East Point got the numbers now. Quick kick by Cooper. Bounces in front of Boyle. Got an unclined bounce. Rigby did well. Handball over top. Centering kick. Can he get a mark? Almost taken by Walters. Gave it to Fitzpatrick around the body. It's got a little bit too much bend. Almost the mark taken. Good crumbs by Rommel. Snap on goal. And he's got
another one.
That's Jake Rommel. Kicks his second of the day. And a very, very good front and centre goal. Classic play. And Jake Rommel gets his second.
But the big difference between the two sides, Pointers have had to struggle for the goals.
Yep.
Whereas Darley have done it reasonably. The goals have come reasonably easily.
Yep. But at least that was a bit more kick to the forward, get the crumb, get the goal. I mean, at least it wasn't. Yeah. At least it wasn't, you know, scrapping it the whole way through. At least there was a little bit of structure there, and they got a goal that they probably deserved from their good work. Ball's back in the centre. Tap is won by Kodorenko.
But shout once again by a Darley player.
Coming through is Thacker. He's been good today as Jamie Thacker.
He read that very well, didn't he?
Yes. Kicks wide.
Oh, have a look.
He's got a player absolutely by himself in Dwayne Edwards. Probably too far to score from there.
Would suggest so, yeah.
You'd suggest so, but we did see Alice kick one earlier in the day from his pocket, so it's not.
Yeah, but Dwayne's, I
don't think he'll have the legs in him.
Because he's going to be kicking from 55.
Looks like he's going to probably have to put this top to square. Kick is on its way. It's not the worst ever, they won't have the distance or the accuracy and knock through for a minus score. But Darley still hold them a lead. But the next couple of goals go to East Point. Anything can happen as we are 26 minutes in. Kick goes out, looking for Rigby. Almost a mark taken by McAllister. Kodorenko got the crumbs, slammed on his left boot. However, bounced. Kindly for Rigby to knock it on. Coming through is McClure, but he just can't get the footy and the ball beats him. So we're going to bounce a throw in right in front of us in this commentary position. Next goal vital in the stakes of this game. Right now, umpires from John and Yellow will bring into play. Kodorenko went and got it, did it, not nice pick up for him. Going as far as probably Kennedy, and he does expertly just to knock it towards the line. So we'll get another boundary throw in, as we are 26.5 minutes in.
Which is about 20 metres closer to Pointer's goal.
Yes, so I guess Kodorenko did the right thing, gaining a little bit of distance. Good spot on McAllister, coming through was Lanyon.
Well done, son.
Good clearance. Can he get a target? This is good play. Oh, almost a good mark on the lead. Coming through is McDougall. Couldn't get the crumbs. Players jump on the footy now. We now get a ball up inside 50 for East Point. Umpire will clear the space and we're going to throw it straight back up in the air.
And that's a bad sign. Kodorenko's down in the middle of the ground with a little bit of cramp.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work today.
Not good for the past quarter.
Looks like a high tackle free kick has been paid to Edwards, so Jake Edwards will get a free kick. He's got men long, if you can get him to him. He's looking for Alice. He's got him missing sort of since the first quarter.
Hasn't he ever?
He went and got him. He might kick down in the full, has he? And he has.
Looks like it.
Yeah, he has. So it's a free kick and will go the way of I think it looks like Vandermill from out there. So Vandermill to bring it in. We'll go wide and he gets his target. One by McDougall, one of the youngsters.
So they can do it if they put their mind to it.
Kicks it in, looking for McClure. One on by Jake Edwards coming through, then clears it out wide. Sets a task with Thacker here. Thacker gets possession, handles over top, slightly missed Barker. Coming through nicely for East Point. Now he's on top of it. How the umpire adjudicate this? He says no, give it to me. So well done there by Murphy to tie it up. Throws it in the air. McAllister on the tap. Goes to Edwards. Shrugged off one, then kicked it forward. Looking for Inglis. Cooper worked him underneath it. Coming through is Alice. Ignores Kennedy and sends it inboard to Thacker.
Nice play.
He'll play on. He's got a good leg. Shot on goal. Just starting left. Inglis got the slit. Well done. Whittaker could have gave away a front on free kick. Wasn't paid. They're running out of the fence with East Point now. Seeing it wide boundary as far as Page. He plays on. Now that's, I reckon that's 50 umpire. It is. You're within the protected 5 metre zone. And will result in a shot on goal. I think it's going the way of Page. So Page will go in to shoot for goal. And might I say, I don't think that was a very long 50. I think he hasn't got quite the benefit, but either way, he should come in and kick the goal. Comes in, makes the goal by work, and he hit the post.
Nearly broke it, actually.
Yeah, hit it that hard. So just a minus score there to Page and to Darley. as they take their score to 13-13, 91 to East Point 8-5, 53. They'll bring out the fence. Good mark taken there by Point. Now they're going to run. Lanyon handled it to himself. Well done. I like it getting an extra possession. Kicked it but out on the full. Missed his target and a turnover, and we'll go the way of Darley. So free kick away of Edwards. Sends that one for Alice. Dunn did well, made a contest. Rommel's kick was smothered. Coming through his... As the siren sounds from the end of the third quarter, we have Darley with a lead of 13-13, 91 to East Point's 8-5, 53. Yeah, as we get the last quarter underway here at the Eastern Oval. Tap was on by Kotorenko. Coming through for East Point was Lanyon. And a free kick for a don't argue to the face. So we'll go away to Chew with Darley. So Darley should get the first clearance. We'll go to Kennedy. Takes on one. Takes on two nicely. Back to Chew. He'll send it into their attack album for Thacker. Got rid of his man nicely. Sam Ronald didn't really dispose that probably I would have thought. Cooper put his head down. Handball forward. Coming through is Jake Edwards. Then he handballs out the Page. He's got a man back in Chew. He slams it on the boot, looking forward. One arm by Dunn to bring it down. And he's tapping it towards the line. Inglis keeps it in play. He's got Clark by himself if you can get it to him. Almost took the mark. But they'll clear this East Point. They got some run. Jake Rommel's got some space here to move. He's been doing a power running. Good handball inside. To Boyle. Who's sending it inside 50. Can they get a mark? No. Plot the deck to Walters. Walters will shoot on goal. And he's got it. And 1 minute into this last quarter, Walters gets his second of the day. And East Point get within 33 points.
And broken the run of play.
Yes, and Darley, they got the clearance, got it forward, and some good work by Jake Rommel and a good kick forward by, I think it was Toby Boyle. They created an opportunity for Walters to pounce, and he did.
But as you said, oh, excuse me. Yeah. They won the last quarter, and this is the first quarter that they have got the first score.
And hopefully it is a sign of things to come. As the umpire throws back in the air, Kotorenko got the tap, goes back and gets his own footy, but it's locked between him and Kennedy, and going to ball up again.
Secondary?
Yeah, secondary ball up. Umpire throws it in the air. Tap is won by Kotorenko.
Again.
Yeah, one as per usual of the day. Tung got the kick forward. McClure couldn't take the mark, coming through his Page.
Thought he was held down?
Yeah, could have got a free, he didn't. Now he's on top of it. How the umpire call this says, give it to me, he'll ball it up. So they just getting a couple of quick ones here, East Point. They could be a real show getting back into this game. Tap once again won by Kotorenko. And they'll get the clearance of McClure. Inside 50, looking for Walters. Trying to turn his opponent around in Leonard. Edwards takes the ball over the line. We'll get a boundary throw in deep inside the East Point, attacking 50. As we await the umpire to bring ball in, we'll go to Bill Lucas with scores from around the ground.
Yes, the score service doesn't update very well, but we've got Lake Wendouree on 8-7 to Sunbury 7-3, North Ballarat 7-11, Melton South 5-6, so that's not so bad. We've got Redan on 18-18 to Sebastopol 5-2, but I don't know whether that's correct because Sebastopol hasn't scored at all.
Yes, so we'll get back to the game. And a free kick has been picked out of the rack. It's gone by Kotorenko. He'll kick for goal. On its way, he makes the goal umpire work for it, and just a minor score. Thank you very much for that report around the ground, Mr. Bill Lucas.
No worries.
Do we have anything from Bacchus Marsh, Bill?
Oh. Yeah, well, there's something wrong. They haven't scored either. 1-7, they've been all game.
Alright, so no changes at the Bacchus Marsh game as we are still waiting a change from there in the scores from quarter time. As Leonard will bring the ball into play here. It's Edwards who'll bring it in. He plays on, sends it up the line, looking for McAllister. That could take the mark. Tung got the crumbs. He'll send it inside 50. Can he get a target? And he does. Good mark taken by Lanyon. And if he goes back and kicks this, it will reduce the margin to 26 points, and in my view,
it's gettable.
It's gettable. It makes it a gettable chance for them because they have started this quarter very well at East Point.
They've had all the, apart from one
early passage of play.
Early entry into the forward line. It's been basically on East Point's forward line.
Lanyon comes in.
That looks good.
Good kick looks good. He's got the legs it has, and he brings the margin back to 26 points. And here they come. Or there might be something just brewing here for East Point. The crowd's excited. They can sense it. I can sense it. Here come the Pointers. As Lanyon kicks truly and kicks his first goal of the day. And if they can just continue this good work, there's an opportunity to possibly get a comeback win here. Not preempting anything, of course. As the umpire throws the ball back in the air, tap was won by Kotorenko. He went back and got his own footy. Kennedy coming through, couldn't pick it up. Now he gets a fight out back to Kennedy. Slams it inside 50 his left boot. There's a mark by Ellis. As it looks like Dunn's in a little bit of discomfort here. He could have done something to his shoulder. As we will watch that as the ball is brought back inside 50. And Banwell is able to rush it through. You look at Dunn, he might have done just a little bit something to his shoulder. He seems to be okay, he's not going off, so good sign that he's still able to go out there, but a little bit of discomfort. As East Point will bring this back into play from the minor score. Whitaker will play on. And he'll go long, looking for Sam Rommel. And Knight for East Point's able to smash the courts long. We're going to boundary throw in. Just outside 50 for Darley. As they are heading towards the Peel Street end. Which they kicked, I think, a whopping 6 or 7 goals in that second quarter, so they were looking to replicate something similar to close out the game. Lanyon sharks it, gets it forward. Dougal almost with the mark, but unlike Page, the centre forward, Alice couldn't take the mark. Ball at the deck, now they'll kick it wide East Point. How the ball sit for their players, run into this is Baker of Darley, fumbled. One out by Taylor, gives it to Whitaker, who gets taken on the line. And we will get a boundary throw in on the half forward line for Darley on the commentary side. As there's a little bit of nickel still going. Still a little bit niggle out there. Both teams can send something here. Ball comes into play. Tap was not met, but Kotorenko runs onto it, slams on the left foot forward. And mark in defence is taken by Knight nicely in the centre of the ground. So Knight in the centre of the ground will send it long. Looking for Kennedy. Ball goes at the back. Kennedy kept his feet. Tries to struggle to tackle but can't. A good tackle was laid.
That's going to be ball.
In my view, it's holding the ball as well. The umpire doesn't agree with this, Barry. So he's called it out of bounds. And we'll get a boundary thrown deep inside 50 for Darley.
Well, if we were correct, that's the first mistake these Geelong umpires have made all day.
Yes, no, I could probably agree with that point as well. As the ball is on the ground, and East Point play with the footy here, the umpire says he had no prior opportunity, so he'll ball it up again. We are 7.5 minutes into this last quarter. Darley lead by 27 points. Kotorenko got the tap on as far as Matty Inglis. Shot on goal, sliced across it, and it'll be out on the full. Good roading off the opposition tap there by Matty Inglis. He just couldn't make him pay.
No, it's always difficult in those circumstances when you're trying to break out of a package.
So it'll be a free kick in the back pocket to Whitaker.
But while we're waiting and talking about the Inglis name, I was talking to Mr. Inglis and he was telling me that Brad started running again. So
well, that's good signs.
That is good signs for the Darley team.
And hopefully he may get a chance to fixture at some capacity at the end of the season. As the ball comes back into play. Over the top, Edwards read it well. Then he handles to Baker. He'll run in. The kick, the goal, good. It looks good.
Yeah, and
Luther Baker.
And that's the one that's going to break everybody's heart.
That's the one, yes, so I think that might be the little dagger. No. But East Point still do have plenty of time, but that goal from the late inclusion of Luther Baker was big.
But good, clean handball from Jared Edwards. Set him up.
That's been the difference between teams today, just skill use. As the umpire will get proceedings back underway very shortly. I mean, if East Point were to get back into this, they would need probably, be within a couple of goals with, a few minutes left. So they're going to be pushing it right down to the wires. The free kick is picked out and it's going the way of Lanyon. So plenty of free today, gives off to Walters. He'll bring it wide. Boyle kind of called into it and didn't take it. Edwards to clear it. And it's going to the top. Spice has got some room to move in and get onto it. Tries to take on Darley, he does. Gives it to Ellis. Can he finish?
He certainly can.
And he does. Reece Ellis gets his second goal of the afternoon. And I would have to say
that's the ball game.
That would be the ball game with a beautiful goal by Reece Ellis to take Darley to 15-15, 105 to East Point.
Do you reckon that's the scoring in?
I told you were wrong, Bill. Yep.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but more importantly, two of the young kids instrumental in the goal, even though Ellis kicked it. 36, Thacker, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
Thacker and Spicer.
Yeah.
Both instrumental. You can only give it down to one person.
As we get back underway in the centre, tap was on by Kotorenko, as he has all day. Come through as Matty Inglis, got possession looking for Kennedy. Ball at the deck. Umpire says gives me a ball it up. So Darley looking the goods here today. Good tap by Kotorenko. Coming through nicely was the Darley offence. Oh, he's going to go high one. Don't think I agree with that decision, but it will go the way of Matty Inglis. So he gets another possession here on the free kick against Banwell. So Inglis brings the inside 50. Almost mark was taken by Alice. Ball hit the deck. Good hands, almost. East Point just can't get clean possession. Spicer tries to kick off the ground. Ball still moving in direction towards the goal face. And the ball should be balled up. Yes, it will be balled up at the top of the goal square for Darley's attacking 50, heading towards the Peel Street end. So it's in the air. Tap was one. It should be clear as East just can't pick up the footy. They elect to get the ground, they shouldn't, but now they will get it. Lanyon fumbled crucially. Jared Edwards gets the handle it back to McAllister. McClure couldn't get the clearance. Then Kennedy got a little handball coming through nicely. It was Romerell. And now they're going to run it. This is Page. He's at the back. Knight.
Oh, come on.
Tells a nice dummy. Gets inside. For Alice. Good mark in the fence taken there by Boyle. Good courageous mark. They move it on quickly. Looking wide for Romerell. It's over his head. Going out to it will be Geordie Taylor if he can pick it up. Kicks off the ground. Gains a bit of media reach. The one on my Darley just come across. Went at the back. Tongue. Shrugged off one. Couldn't shrug off two. And got a high tackle. Could have got 50. Plays on. We'll send it inside 50.
Should have been a free kick there.
Could have been a free kick. Wasn't paid. Darley knock it towards the line. We're going to bound to throw in as we are 12 and a half minutes into this final term.
I thought it was held from the time he started his lead until...
Yeah, I agree, Barry. There was a bit of... You can see the jumper being pulled there. This is brought back in. Kotorenko taps it down. Looking for Romerell. He missed him. Coming through. Handball missed Lanyon. Then he got at the tongue. Now that should be able to clear through McAllister to Darley. But it's only going to be as far as Zelkovic. And Zelkovic handles backwards to Dunn. Dunn kicks it wide. Gets his target in Walters. Got a man short, if he can get him. It's a dangerous kick and he's missed him. Big hit and shoulder blade. Comes through his Kotorenko. Slams on the boot. How the ball bounce. Right on the fence by Hanson. Spun out one. Did the East Point forward, but couldn't get his shot away. Ball's close to the line. And it has hit the behind post and we're going to bounce thrown deep inside 50 for East Point. So the ball will come into play. And it does now. And the tap was run over the top by Fitzpatrick. Coming through nice. It was the Darley player to cut it off and we're going to get another ball up inside 50. Being good in the defensive clearances have Darley, or he's getting the ball out of defence. It's been locked up. Coming through is Fitzpatrick, kick off the ground. but it's missed in the side and it'll be a minus score to Brent Fitzpatrick. Darley will bring it in short to Knight. Hit the target.
As they've done all day.
As I've done, yes. Sends it up for Leonard, couldn't take the mark. Zalkovic will send it inside 50. Almost a mark to McAllister. Coming through was Carson. Kicks it a goal square, but a mark should be taken a line by Hanson. He plays on straight away. Looking for Clark. Missed him. Now they can hurt him. This is Vandermeer. Sloppy handball. Darley should be got us towards the line and then do and go down to throwing. So it's a 38-point lead to Darley at this stage. Just outside the attacking 50 for East Point. They bring it into play. Do the umpires. Tap one by McAllister of Darley. Done well to lock it up, Darley. Coming through his Evans, he got hit hard. Then a quick kick. Could have gone out to full, and it does. So it'll be a free kick the way of Darley and the way of Evans. He's in the half-back line. Send up the line. The wide kick itself, and a good mark. Very good mark taken there by Alice in between two. So he's on the far wing of the commentary position. Nothing really moving for him overhead. Sets it up for somebody to fly. Good spoil by McDougall, knocks it to the line. We'll get a boundary throw-in on that far wing. So they've worked well to get the dominancy back, have Darley in this last quarter. Tap one on McAllister. Then tonight, he'll kick inside 50 looking for Kennedy. Cooper working underneath, including some hands in the back there, and Weirco will rush it through for a minus score. Taking the safety first option, he plays on straight away. Sends a long kick outside 50. Looking for Lanyon, he's got him and he goes for a run. He'll kick it up the line. Looking for his target in Vandermeer. He kept it in front of him. Now he goes for a run. Tried to kick it and he just got enough on it to Romrell. Handballs to Zalkovic, tries to go around one, and he does luckily. Kick by Morrissey. Almost a mark. His own teammate's tongue spoiled him, but he kicks it into Sam Romrell, takes the mark. Who almost speared the umpire. He could have gone back and kicked the goal. Get the crumbs is Jack Romrell, snaps around the body and kicks his third for the day. So a bit fortuitous. Sam Romrell took the mark, played on, but luckily the spoil fell in the lap of his brother Jack and he snapped around the body to kick his third for the afternoon.
Lack of experience here from young Sam, I think.
Yeah.
Which is why he played on.
Yeah, and he's not known for his goal kicking even throughout his junior career, but still would have been more fancy from a 30 metres out on a slight angle. So East Point get another goal in this last term, and I guess are winning the quarter, which is one positive, and actually winning the half. So at least they've come out after half the time and been competitive and didn't allow Darley to continue their dominance and run out big victors. Because the game, as we are 17.5 minutes in, almost looks out of their reach at this stage. The tap was won by Rigby. Coming through was Walters. Good tackle away by back in there. Coming through is Jack Romrell. Handballs. This is McClure. Haven't caught his name much. Kick off the ground was by Wilkie. Out wide looking for Kennedy and he gets him. Kennedy will kick up the line. Looking for Alice. Ball bounces in front. And it's actually stayed in play. Zalkovic knocks him out for his teammate. Cullen missed it off the ground. Now it's Rigby. Good smother by Cullen. Coming through is Rigby with a nice pick up. Being good hands, but it just wasn't perfection. That was almost a throw. Umpire calls play on. It was probably blindsided. And now he picked that one up. That high tackle really. High tackle will go the way, out of the way of Wilkie. Missed what I thought was a blatant throw and picked up the little high tackle, which I must have missed personally. There's a little bit off the ball there. Could have been a free kick. Ball was cleared though by East Point towards the line in front of us. Walters couldn't quite clearly grab it and it's out of bounds. So we'll get a boundary throw directly in front of us. So it's been a good last term here. East Point have kept it together, just winning the quarter. And maybe take some confidence. Good tap by McAllister, even though he was being held. Quick kick by Walters forward. Contest is made by Carson.
Yes,
He'll get a free kick for it, yes. Right under Carson. Got a lead on off if he can get him. Oh, it was perfect. It was perfect for Vanderbilt. Couldn't take it. Taylor kicks up the ground.
Idiotic.
And he's just missed in the side for a minor score. So we're almost into timeline here in this last term. Darley have a lead of 32 points. Yep. They kick out wide. And they get the target in Dwayne Edwards.
7.5 minutes to go.
Yep, so there's, as I've been informed, there's 7.5 minutes to go in this last term. Edwards brings it out. It's going to be turned over. Handle the backs looking for Morrissey. Couldn't quite pick it up, but they did well enough to Zelkovic. Now they bring it wide. Hit Whitaker, and he does. Takes the mark. He's got Rommel short of him, wants him. He ignores him. Heads up the line, looking for Tongue. Handles him inside nicely to Rommel. Sets up for Taylor. He flies. Makes a good contest. Goes down. Lennon tried to take him on and freaked the Taylor. Boyle took the advantage. Sends it inside 50. Probably didn't need to. I'm going to bench deep in, but Taylor could have probably taken that from 50 and then assessed his options a little bit better than Boyle running into traffic.
Well, had a little stab at it. He made the boundary line very, very easy. If he had gone back and had a proper kick at it, he obviously would have made the distance.
Yeah. There's a big tackles later on Carson. And the umpire's pinned him on the ball, so free kick will go the way of Darley. I'm not too sure I agree with that decision. So
no, not at all. And the Ballarat blokes have been terribly inconsistent with that decision all day.
So Manning was plays on, and the ends are having to consider behind because it was a pretty strange decision to run across the goal face so casually. So Kennedy will bring it in back into play for Darley. We'll send it long. Looking for Wilkie. He's going to have to go. Almost took the mark. Could have been a free kick against McClure there. Handled to Rommel to McClure. Runs around one. Kicks it up the line. Sets a task for Taylor. Almost a mark in front by Dallahay. Could have got a free. Taylor handled at the back to McClure. Kicks it inside looking for Lanyon. He's missed a pretty simple target there. Oh, that went in hard as Lanyon. Should have been a free kick. Somebody, the umpire says, gives me a ball it up.
It's UFC out there, isn't it?
Starting to get a bit towards the ultimate fighting ring. There's a bit going on here. And the umpire says, gives me a ball up one more time. So 31 point margin. Darley still lead by 15-15, 105 to 10-8, 74 with 22 minutes in. Tap is one. Leonard coming through, can pick it up. Lanyon dives on that one, then Kennedy could go to the back and he gets the one. So free kick will go to way Stephen Kennedy. Yes it will, so Stephen Kennedy takes the footy.
Oh, kick it for crying out loud.
It's not men wide. Takes his time, chips it up, looking for Page. Got some room to move, he plays on, sends it inside 50. He's got a loose man, but he's just missed him. Over top to Jake Edwards, keeps it out in front of him. Towards the line, big tackle laid by Whitaker, and we'll get a bounce throwing just outside the attacking 50 for Darley. We're heading towards that Peel Street end. The umpire should bring the ball back in play, one of our Geelong umpires in yellow today. Tap was won by Banwell, unluckily Ruckman. Goes out to Inglis, can pick it up cleanly. Kick off the ground by Tongue, smothered. Now Edwards slams on the boot. Probably a little bit too wide to be a free kick going the way of East Point. In defence. An ear-directed kick. As we wait for the ball to be retrieved. Yes we do, there's over the fence. And East Point, as we were awaiting a score update, unfortunately
They're not updating the
scores
scores.
are being updated around the ground, so we can't bring you a revised score than the other games. We can tell you that Darley are probably going to run out of victors in this game, but anything drastically amazing happening on East Point's behalf. As the ball trickles out of bounds, and we'll get a bounce thrown on the opposite position of our commentary position on the far wing. And it's been a good performance here from Darley. They've done well after having a slow start to the season. Tap was won by Kotorinko. Quick kick forward by Boyle. Off the ground, wasn't good by Darley, and now they could be hurt, but a sloppy handball by McClure was turned over. Coming through was Thacker. Kicked off the ground. Carson did well to keep rushing it forward. Coming through nicely with Fitzpatrick. Just couldn't get the target. Candy flings it at the back. Knight, umpire picks out a free kick, then calls advantage. Knight heads up the line. Gets his target almost in Page. We'll get a free, really? Yes, he got a free for a hole. So Page a free kick in the far wing. Nothing really presenting his way at this point. Sends up the line. In from McAllister. Good spot at the back by Kotorinko. Bullets to deck. East Point should be able to run this, looking for a target. They missed him again. Tongue did well the handball. Kotorinko knocked it on. Coming through it was Lanyon. Did really well. Sends it towards 50, but it's too wide with the boundary throwing. Just inside 50 here for East Point.
And is Kennedy coming off for a spell, or?
Looks like he's had a long day. He's done a lot of running, a lot of power running for that midfield. As the umpires will bring the ball back into play. Tap was won this time by McAllister. Clark couldn't get clean possession. Now I'll get it through Darley. We'll send it inboard. One Knight, good thing to knock it on. He gets a free kick for his troubles anyway. They play on. Good run here from Darley. Tried to send it in, but it wasn't a very good kick, but it still not work to Baker. Terrible handball, turns it over. Yeah,
followed by another terrible handball, followed by another terrible handball.
So, a few terrible handballs, and then a free kick was picked up for a high tackle. Going the way of Harley Inglis, goes back to Chew. He sent it inside 50. Alice could spoil. At the fall of the ball was Wilkie Howard. Bounces on his point. Has it got there? And it was touched on the line. Hard to tell in this position. Whitaker just got there and looks at things. Brought it out to Geordie Taylor. He'll out the line. Sets a task for Rommel. He's been good today. That's Jack we're talking about. Oh, he's giving away free.
For that.
Jeez, a bit unlucky there. And that's 50 running over the mark from Fitzpatrick. And this will bring Jake Edwards into range to shoot for goal. And I think he'll be going for his second of the afternoon if he does so. Yeah, he'll be kicking from just about 50.
I haven't got him down for any yet.
Haven't we? No, well.
Dwayne Edwards has kicked too.
Dwayne Edwards kicked, that's probably what I'm getting confused with. So Jake will come in to kick his first of the afternoon. We know he's a good kick. He'll kick from just on 50.
Oh, God.
Looks okay, but just faded left late and be a minus score.
He did have a shot for goal in the last quarter, and we both said it was
a certainty.
A certainty, and he did finish up with the same result as that one.
Yes, so that's where it's all gone wrong. As Wicker brings out defence, got covered to pick from.
Nice mark.
Nice mark, taking it by done.
Surprised himself.
Yes. Sends it. Oh,
that's another nice. Oh, well played. Oh, don't turn your back, son.
And he turned it over, looking at as Carson trying to send it into Walters, and it just, as to Barry's disgust, Walters just didn't lead up to the footy, and then the kick went over his head for a minus score. Guess it's been a bit of a tale of the tape of the day with their
Cardinals in the football, you don't turn your back and run away from your player, do you?
No, you don't. I think that's the first mistake, as we are 28 minutes into this last term. Darley once again goes short into that back pocket. Oh, set Dallagher a task. He took the mark. In one of his first games of senior footy, he heads across the ground to Chew.
Just take your time, yeah.
And he'll go across. Oh! And not a bit of comedy there right in front of all the East Point supporters, with Knight dropping a very simple mark and then getting a little bit from Jack Rumble as well, to my amusement for him.
Yeah, but it's not as though...
No, it's like we laugh at the end of the day.
The result of the game is going to hinge on that mark.
No, not at all. As a free kick has been picked up here and will go away at East Point. And it looks like it's going the way of...
Here's a goal.
I'm not sure who that is. I think it might be Fitzpatrick, maybe. Anyway, he'll come and shoot a goal. Kick hasn't got the distance. Should get rushed through, snap around the body, but smothering the line, and then eventually he's rushed through by the shoot.
And you can take the smile off your face, William Lucas.
1.5 minutes.
And the kick comes out, the defence, oh no, the East Point players spoiled his own teammate there. There could be a certain mark. They still got time. They're off to play. There's been a bit of indiscretion between Conarinco and McAllister. The free kick will go the way of McAllister. At centre half back. He'll chip wide. And too wide for the little things. He just kicked it. It was a lazy kick there off one step, and that's why he turned it over. He's been followed through with his kick, so it'll be turned over, and East Point will send the ball one more time inside 50. And they will. With talent. Can they get a mark? No, he's kicked it straight to Leonard in the fence. Two handballs across. And the kick was smothered there. Darley just trying to lock it up here and creep at the last minute of the game. As the ball heads towards the line, we'll get another boundary throw-in. So this is a big win for Darley. It really gets their season back on track and looks at a possible finals berth could be back on the cards. Good tap is won by Conarinco, as he has all day. And the ball up has been signalled, and that's another one inside 50 for East Point. Maybe just looking for one last consolation goal. At the back, Evans handles over the top and it goes wide once more, and get another boundary throw inside 50 for East Point, heading towards those clubroom ends. So, for probably the last time of the day, the umpire will bring the ball back into play. To Edwards, he'll kick it out. Looking for Inglis coming through. Now it's turned over, good handball. Here's it to Zelkovic of East Point. And he sends it inside 50, gonna get a mark, come through Walters. Oh, he's missed it. And a bit of a Falcon was involved as well. Ball hit the deck. And it should be locked up again by Darley, and it is. So we'll get another ball virtually in the same position it has been for the last couple of minutes. Inside 50 for East Point. Sends it in the air. Once again, one by Conarinco. Coming through nicely was East Point player Fitzpatrick. Still going well. Kick off the ground. And that was the end of the game. With Darley will be running out victors quite convincingly, 15-17, 107 to 11-11, 77. And we'll get the goal kickers from Barry.
Alright, for the victors, Darley. Page was 1, Ellis, and I disagree with you, but we'll wait for the umpires to declare correct weight. But Page is 1, Ellis is 3, Thacker 2, Dwayne Edwards 2, Kennedy 3, Spicer 2, Inglis 1, Harley, Wilkie and Baker 1 each. And for East Point, Carson 1, Walters 2, Boyle 2, Jack Rummerall 3, Whittaker 1, Sam Rummerall 1 and Lanyon 1.
Yep, so we'll just wait for the goal umpires to concur and get the exact final score. But I guess what we can take out of this game was a very good victory to Darley, one that they desperately needed. And